Morning everybody, it's Christopher from Student Education with the 4 Majors Notice Update for the 24th of March 2011. Just starting with the Euro US dollar on our CTC strategy template. Have a look at the daily. Noticeable fall yesterday after price failed to trade higher after a bit of indecision. And what we've seen is price pull back quite significantly. This news yesterday came out primarily on fears that Portugal would not be able to pay back its lending fee that it's borrowed from the European banks due to the figures that the Portuguese Parliament rejected the European government's budget, which didn't bode well. And we saw the euro take a bit of a battering from the US dollar because of that. Where to for this pair? Well, we've had a prior resistance level and we broke through that at 1400. So as long as things keep up, we could see price reverting back to the 1400 mark quite steadily. Either that, the CTC is still positive. So as long as we remain on the upside of this candle and above the 20 period moving average, which you can see just clearly under the black trend line, then we should still look for potential long moves on a daily time frame and larger. Intraday wise, we should be looking for shorting opportunities. Notice as we speak on the 4 hour, prices move towards a possible area of support which occurred recently, and the 50 period moving average being that. CTC, you'll notice we have a red arrow, the candles are red, and we have a CTC red confirmation at the top but not on the bottom. We still have to wait for that. If you're trading the 4 hour time frame or larger, wait for that confirmation. Ideally a break below the 50 would give us that indication for further selling, and then we'd look for possibility around the 1400 mark. That's our next target. Hourly, well extended into negative territory. You can see that. What we can do is do a fib projection. This was the start of the move to the upside, and then we hit resistance, and then we've had a pullback. We've had a pullback to 23.6, which didn't stick, 38.2, which didn't stick. You notice they got support, 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 a breakout, pullback, continuation. 50 is the next one. 1406. Failure to find support at 1406 at a previous resistance and support. Would see 61.8 being the next one, which would be down here at 1401. It's trading below 1401, then we should see price test the 1400 mark, which is the daily previous support and resistance, a strong support and resistance line. And if it fails to find support there, then we're going to see further selling in the market. So as you can see now, trend direction is definitely to the downside. Remember, you got to take the more touches regardless of this breakout chart. You can see trend direction is moving down, and as long as it's staying on this side of the trend line, then we know it's negative. CTC is now in our favor. So on the hourly chart, we're looking for further shorting opportunities. That's for euro. I'll be back next with the sterling against US dollar. Next one we're seeing is sterling against US dollar. Good old pound. Just look at the daily. Yesterday, the news of the reason not to raise interest rates for the margin of 306 in favor of not changing interest rates, coupled with the budget news at 12:30, saw cable lose ground against the US dollar. Not favorable news on either side. A lot of cuts, but you'll notice that after bouncing off the 1600, a very strong daily support, prior resistance and support, we've seen price shoot back up to the upside and close above a previous high, initially, and then we've seen price revert to the downside. What it has done now is we've obviously seen a ceiling level at the same price. That is definitely a ceiling level, failure to break and punch higher, and we've seen price revert to the lows. Now where to for this? Well, on this time frame, that was the start of our uptrend, and that was the end of our uptrend, and as we speak, failed to find support at 23.06 yesterday, and if we failed above there, then we need to look at 38.2 during the course of yesterday, and we did exactly that. We went straight to 38.2%. Asian market trading seen it trade lower, pierced its body through, but it's still trading below the 38.2, which is now the ceiling level. See how I'm putting this together? So ceiling level at 38.2. Next target will be the 20 period moving average at 1620, which would be the 50 period moving average. Failure to find support here would see price revert down to the 61.8% mark, which is just around the 1615 mark. So enough pips here to see at least 100 in total. We go right through, and then we have the all important, if none of that helps, then we go back to the trend line. If that doesn't help the trend line, then we're back to 1600 again. Okay, so intraday, looking for opportunities to the downside. You can see how price has fallen, fell to break higher, and we're seeing further extensions to the downside. So as it stands now, fib projection would take us to 50, would take us back to 1618. The next good possible one would be the price resistance level, roughly around the 50 period moving average and the 50% retracement area, because of the prior resistance level of this area at around about 1618. And the lower look, you can notice that the CTC is well extended on all time frames, so we should be looking for nothing more than shorting opportunities. 15 minutes, you can see the breakout. That was a prior one. You can see how we had lower swings going into 6 o'clock this morning. CTC was in our favor. Possible entry level here at the 6 o'clock candle plus the spread, so you wouldn't have been triggered until at least this candle as we speak, and you would be in profit as we are talking. Okay, so that's Euro. Negativity in the markets. Looking for further shorting opportunities. CTC is negative on at least 5 time frames here, so should be looking for shorting opportunities to the downside. Be back next with the US dollar against Swiss franc. Okay, US dollar Swiss franc daily time frame breakout 0.935. Not so long ago, we saw price pull back to the underside of that area, and we saw a release. Doing so, we saw price rally and bounce off 61, well, moved right down to about 61.8% and then pulled back. And yesterday's candle, up candle on 61.8, created a higher swing high, and now we're seeing price moving higher on that, even though we're on a negative downtrend. Okay, so are we going to see a bit of hesitation around the 0.915 mark, or see price rally to at least 38.2 and come unstuck because of the downtrend on this time frame? There we go, trend line, lower swing than that one, so that is the trend direction. Let's have a look at intraday. You can see on our 4 hour, for example, posting higher swings and now breaking above the 50 period moving average. Candle has gone blue. CTC, however, is still not blue. Got to be aware of that. It's broken above a previous resistance, breakout. Next protocol for this, as we speak, would be 0.914, previous support, and then break of that would see the previous support at 0.923, and then ultimately we have the breakout here at 0.930, and ultimately right up here at 0.9356. Okay, so our 30 minutes, 50 minute and 5 minutes all looking bullish at the moment. So as long as things are still moving to the upside, look for potential upside movement. Price cannot break lower lower than the previous breakout here at 0.9085. Okay, so that's going to be our measure stick today. Got to be above that in order to be still considered bullish. Fail to do that, would see the price pull back, and we would see possibility of negativity coming back in the market, primarily because we're trading quite close to a downtrend on the daily, which is set at roughly 0.915 ish area. Okay, just make a note of that. We go to our 15 minutes, so 12's there. It's still way away here, so you might be able to see it on an hourly chart. No, maybe a 15 hourly chart you should be able to. Yeah, so we can pencil that in. So as long as I found support above 0.9085, look for extensions to at least the 0.915 ish area. Okay, that's for Chief. I'll be back next with Japanese yen. Okay, daily chart. The Japanese yen and price has failed to break and close higher than a prior support area at 8100. Notice how intervention took the price up, but the wicks got lower and lower and lower, and as we headed for 8100, it stalled. We had indecision in 2 days of indecision, and now we're seeing the Asian, or we've seen the US dollar trading slightly lower on the Asian session. So remember, price is traded and broken through a very strong support area at 8100, and now we're testing the underside of it. Is this going to be resistance now? So breakout, pullback, resistance, continuation to the downside. Remember, we're in a negative trend over on the daily. We've come from a very negative time frame, and we are still trading lower. So intraday, look for possible breakouts to the downside. If price fails to rally and close higher than 8100, then we should be looking for nothing more than shorting opportunities, because it's found resistance now and a price support area. See that? Support. A lot of indecision here. 2 days of dojis, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and today's 4 attempts in the past failed to trade higher than 8100. So definitely a resistance level here. So if you're looking for opportunities to the downside, we've seen a breakout on a 5-minute time frame for this. CTC's in play. The 15 minutes. Notice it pulled higher swings to the upside. So your trend would be there, realistically. If you had woken up this morning and seen the breakout, resistance on the Asian at 8105. See that? Highs, high, failed to break higher. Has seen price pull back. And CTC has just gone red now as we speak on a 15 and 5 minutes. It needs to close lower now to see a continuation to the downside. Okay, noticeable squeeze pattern. These lows getting lower as we've gone into the European session open. Okay, so as it stands now, price needs to close lower than this uptrend, whether you're using the wicks. So close lower than 80, needs to trade lower than 80.9 going into the US session to see further continuation to the downside for this pair for shorting opportunities. Okay guys, that's it for today. Hope you have a fantastic trading day. There's a lot of news out, especially in Europe this morning, followed by unemployment claims figures and core durable goods orders month-on-month figures in the States, 12:30 GMT. For Britain, we have retail sales figures month-on-month at 9:30 this morning, but primarily the European session is filled with French manufacturing and German manufacturing and flash manufacturing PMI results. Okay, so factor that into your trading. Make sure you take your pips when they present themselves. Follow the rules of the trade. CCC is here just to make your life a lot easier, guys. So please use it. Most importantly, trade serenely.